Welcome to the Dog Nerd Show, where we geek out over our best friends. I'm Megan.
And I'm Michael, and this is a show about all things dog.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. We have a special guest in the studio today. Miss Riley has joined us, and she looks very nicely groomed.
Yeah, she's very freshly groomed. Kind of the subject of our talk today.
Yeah, so we are talking about grooming a Border Terrier or terriers in general that need what is called hand stripping.
Yeah, so what is hand stripping?
So basically, it's where you are plucking out the wiry top coat, and terriers are supposed to have a nice tight coat to the skin. It keeps them weather resistant and keeps them protected from the elements. So it's funny how she doesn't get nearly as wet, when her coat is stripped nicely. Finley, our other Border Terrier, our first, he has more of a softer coat for a Border Terrier and a lot more fur. And so it's a lot puffier, but it's always been softer. And we started...
As he got a little bit older, stripping was never his favorite thing. But then when he got older, we did the cardinal sin. We actually started clippering him. So
yes, terrier people do not like it when you clipper your dog that should be stripped. But look, our dogs are not show dogs. Finley, like Michael said, never really enjoyed being stripped because his coat was just a little softer in general. So we went ahead and started clippering him. So I think when people say when we say he's a Border Terrier, I think people are like, yeah, sure he is.
Yeah. He's a Benji dog. I hear that all the time too.
Yeah. Yes, he is a Border Terrier though, and he does look like Benji, but
a smaller miniature version of Benji.
Yeah. So real quick, we're going to talk about the tools that we use in the video.
I'll hold them up for you.
Great. So the first tool that we use, that is, hold on, I gotta read it. I gotta make sure. Okay, there you go. It's the original Mars tool. It is a raking tool, and basically oh my gosh, you guys, this tool we didn't find out about until I went down a rabbit hole. I was like, how can we strip our dogs more quickly and comfortably for them? And I found the British people online were talking about this tool, and basically you'll see in the video where we use it before we do any of the stripping, and it does a lot of the stripping for you. It takes a lot of the top coat. And Riley was really in a full coat. So
yeah, she was what they call blown out.
Yeah, she was way overdue. So then after that, we use the trusty Furminator, which anybody who has a double coated dog should know about this tool. This tool gets all of the undercoat out. So that you should be doing regularly. We should be doing regularly.
Yeah.
To help keep that top coat down. And then finally, the stripping tool. So we have two here, but really the black one is the one that we use. The other one I got off of the internet and did not realize it has wider teeth on it, which does not work really for our dogs. So we use this, and that's basically, it helps you grip the hair, the fur, and pull it out. So those are the tools we use. And now...
Well, one more thing.
Yeah.
I noticed we had some ear powder. Why would we have ear powder?
Yes, thank you. If it were a snake, it would have bitten me.
Yeah.
It was right in front of me. So ear powder we use to get a grip. It makes the fur tacky and kind of drier, and it helps you get a handle on the fur so you can pluck it out easier.
So what you're saying, it's not required,
right?
But it makes it a little bit easier,
especially around the face. Gotcha. Especially these little hairs around the face, because you really don't use a stripping knife around the face. You using your fingers, and that helps to grip. So, we'll take a look at what Riley looked like before, and as you can see, here is her after.
Hey, what kind of dog is that?
It's a Border Terrier.
Looks like a weasel.
It's a Border Terrier. She just needs a good grooming.
All right, if you say so.
I'm not a dog groomer, but I play one on TV. Today, we are going to strip a Border Terrier. Yes, this is actually a Border Terrier. She's not some mix of 100 different things. She is a Border Terrier who desperately needs grooming, and we're going to cover that. So stripping a dog is actually very common among most of the terrier group, and you actually pluck the hairs out. I know it's kind of hard to see, but you pluck the hairs out. So it doesn't hurt them. It actually helps keep the coat wiry, weather resistant, keeps them comfortable, dirt resistant, really water resistant too. So we're going to do that, and we'll first talk about the tools that you need. So a couple things I'm going to use. The first thing I'm going to use is this. This is a Mars. I know I forget. Mars is the brand, but it's their stripping rake. So this you just pull through, and it's actually going to pull out the coat, right? So it's only going to pull out the dead hairs. So Border Terriers are double coated. So she's got all of this wiry hair on top, and then underneath she has a real soft undercoat. So this will really cut my stripping time by going through first and raking through and getting all the loose dead hair out, right? And she's really, really overdue for a stripping. So it's gonna, like, we can knit a sweater out of this stuff. So that's the first step that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that, and then I am probably going to go to the trusty Furminator, which this actually does not take out any, well, it will take out some top coat, as you can see, but it'll take out undercoat. So she gets a lot of undercoat back here on her hips. That's really the biggest area. She gets it around her neck too. But we will use that, and anyone who has a double coated dog lives by the Furminator, because that will get a lot of this thick undercoat out. So after we do all of that, that's when the stripping knife comes in handy. So this is actually a dull blade, but it's got little teeth on it, and you use it to help you pull out the coat. Okay, so we've got two different kinds. This one I ordered online. It's got a bit less fine of a tooth, and I think it doesn't work as well. And when I got it, I don't think I knew really what I was ordering, and I think her coat is a little on the fine side for it, but it does work. And then ear powder. So ear powder is just a powdery substance that is really drying. So when we want to get some of these finer areas around her head and ears, it gives us a really good grip. So it's a good thing to have on your hands to help where we're gonna have to hand strip in places. So we'll put ear powder on, and that'll help us grip, and it'll make the fur a little tackier. So that'll just help get it all out, and we'll get started. Okay, so we have finished step one with the Mars stripping comb, and as you can see, Riley just sat there and let me rake it through her fur, and this is what we got. This is a lot of fur, so, and an ant. So all of this fur came off with just by combing her with this tool, which is great, because when we first started stripping, we didn't know, and we would start with a stripping knife. This cuts your work in half. So you can see, hopefully, just how much smoother she looks now. There's still a lot around her face and neck because that's a little bit finer, so it doesn't come out as easily. So we'll do the stripping knife with that. But when you use this raking tool, you'll get to the point where you won't feel as much resistance and you won't be picking up as much fur, and you'll realize that you're on to the next. Okay, so we are done with the Furminator. You can see I got a ton of undercoat out. It's probably more than we should. We should probably be I know we should be doing this more than we do. So if you keep up with your dog's brushing and grooming, and including the undercoat, you won't have as much work to do. Riley was long overdue for stripping, so we let her have a little break. You can see she's pretty chill right now. And now we're going to move on to the stripping knife. And this is where you're just going to, you could kind of hold their skin, so you hold it tight so it doesn't pull on the loose skin. But you'll just put the hair between your thumb and the knife and you just pull out. And then you're going to do that across the entire body. So this part is going to be the longest part, so you can see why it was a good thing to do a lot of that quick work, and now we will do the long work. Okay, so we're mostly done with Riley's body. She's definitely telling me that she's done. She gets a little sensitive around her back legs and her chest and kind of on her sides near her tummy. So the last thing we have to do is her head. So I will mostly do this with my fingers, just hand stripping lightly around her head. So we'll do that, and you know, we're not professionals. She's not a show dog, but you can already see how much better she looks and how much more like a Border Terrier she looks. All right, so we have a fairly stripped Border Terrier. Riley is not a show dog, so this works for us. I'm sure we'll find little pieces here and there where we need to clean her up, but she's done, I'm done, and this is what the end result looks like. She looks like a puppy again, doesn't she? Huh? Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
cute Border Terrier.
thank you. How about all that fur?
Yeah, that's so. So one of the best gifts that I've ever gotten for a birthday gift came from my in-laws, and they got me one of those robot vacuum cleaners. You know, it kind of runs around. Matter of fact, you have to name it. I named it Rover. Riley's not a big fan.
No.
But I'm a huge fan.
When Rover starts up, she wants to get out of the house.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. So before we had Rover, you know, we vacuumed once, twice a week, maybe. And these guys shed
Constantly.
and every piece of furniture underneath it was just a dust bunny. Now we got that Rover, and that takes care of it. But another way to take care of that is actually going ahead and making sure you're using the Furminator quite often and stripping regularly, which we're guilty of
not
not
doing enough.
doing
Yeah.
that.
So, and you know, people who show their dogs, they will often kind of pick at them regularly to kind of keep all the stray hairs down. But you know, Riley's not a show dog. She's a family dog. So we keep her up, you know, just like a family would. But yeah, so Border Terriers are not the only dogs that need stripping. Generally, you're going to find them to be terriers or wiry coated dogs. So Cairn Terriers, Scottish Terriers.
Yeah, there's quite a few. I think I even saw a German wired hair pointer.
Yeah,
maybe.
that was on there. Italian Spinoni was on there.
Which I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool.
It's a really cute
Sounds
dog. Welsh Terriers. So quite a few, I think Airedales were on there. So quite a few of the terriers. If you have a breed that needs stripping, even the wire-haired dachshund was on there.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. So let us know in the comments. And if you have any tricks or tips that we should know about, like this incredible Mars stripping rake. This thing is awesome.
That thing's great.
God, it cuts our time in half for grooming. It really, maybe even more than half. And we are not sponsored to say that.
No, no. We're not sponsored by any of this stuff.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We actually use it. We paid for it with our own money. And it's, the tools of the trade, tricks of the trade, and we're looking for any other advice. I'm sure there's people out there that know way more about stripping than we do. And so if you do, put that down in the comments.
Remember, we're not professionals. We are not professionals at this. We learned it because we got Border Terriers. So we had to learn how to do it. And in fact, we did at one point when Finley was young, found a groomer that did it, one groomer. But because Finley's got that softer coat, she even said it took her like 8 hours to do it with breaks. You know, obviously she would strip and then give him a break and then strip and give him a break. So you can see that's so much time. I mean, we've never spent that much time on him. She was doing it so it was perfect. But, so yeah, I think it took, how long do you think it took with this whole thing with Riley from start to finish? Maybe 2 hours?
Even stopping to do, video commentary and everything else.
Breaks.
It was maybe 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. And we let her take some breaks where she could just kind of get some water and things like that. Oh, I know some people will talk about grooming tables, which are a really good thing to have if you're going to be doing this. They're awfully expensive though. And since we can manage it just like we did on, one of our tables, I actually put a yoga mat on top of it so that she doesn't slip and slide. So that's what we did. And we picked a really good day because not only was it beautiful weather-wise, but it was windy.
Yeah,
so the fur blows off.
It blew it away.
Otherwise, you're eating fur. I mean, you still end up covered in it. But so that is how you groom a Border Terrier.
So tell people how they can get a hold of us.
Oh, hey. Before I do that, where'd you get that cute hat with a Border Terrier face on it?
Well, I know somebody has an Etsy shop, and I picked it up there, and that somebody happens to be sitting right next to me.
Okay, shameless self-promotion there. But we wanted to let you guys know that I do design dog-related gear. So the Border Terrier mom shirt that I have on is one of them. The Border Terrier embroidered hat is one of them. So we've got lots of options in my Etsy store. So it's, if you go to Etsy and go to Hound and Thistle. So thistle, like the little flower with the thorns on it. It's a long story about the name. We'll go into that another day, but yeah, dog related stuff. And if you don't see your breed there and you want to see it, just message me and I will happily create it. These faces I am working on. I have most dog silhouettes that I drew years ago to use on stationery. But I'm just now starting to draw the kind of cartoony faces. So if you want to see your breed, holler, because that's what I'll work on next. So yes, sorry for that little plug, but you can find us everywhere online at Dog Nerd Show. Drop us a line, dognerdshow@gmail.com if you want to chat or if you want to be interviewed about your breed. And I have to say, thank you to everyone who comments because we just love hearing from you, interacting with you, and thanks for taking the time to do that. It means the world to us. And it does help our videos get seen by more people, which is huge. So we really appreciate it.
Yeah, so give us a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. They don't charge for that. That's totally free. And then once you hit that, there'll be a little bell you can hit. It's a notification bell. It lets you know when these videos are released, and we release them every 2 weeks.
Yep.
So we really enjoy doing this for you guys, and we enjoy interacting with you. So we look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, bye.
Bye, guys.